Yes, people, and welcome back to the What's Going On podcast. Good to be back again. Please smash that like button, subscribe, and share if you're new on the road to 300. Thank you for those people that have subscribed this week. Really appreciate it. And listen, share that around. Smash the like button, subscribe. As I said, if you're new, we are on the road to 300, and it's good to be back again another week. For me, it's been a really busy week. I'm being at work, and obviously, guys, obviously with the passing of my father, it's been kind of really hectic. So what I mean, but going back to work, it's kind of just taking my mind off it a little bit, and obviously doing these shows as well kind of helps as well. But as the day approaches, what I mean, yeah, it's gonna be difficult. But listen, I hope that prayers will be going up for us. And yeah, big up to my sister Anne. I know she's been busy doing her stuff with my other sister Kay, Pat, and everybody else. You know what I mean? With you as well, Anne. You know what I mean? Much love, much love, much love. Thank you for being in there and supporting us on this show. And yeah, we are going to crack on with the show. I've got a couple of guests in the green room. Hopefully, there might be some more joining us. But for the first, we will just introduce normal guests, and that's Mr. Big D and Mr. Kofi Klopp. And arriving just after Kofi Klopp, we have Mr. JP in the house. And yes, I know Jay's got that smile on his face. I know somebody's gonna get cooked tonight. I don't know who it is. Don't know, but Big D's come with the Big D's at Old Trafford tonight. What's it like up there? Is it raining right now, Big D? You're muted, brother. I think you're muted. I can't hear you.
Yeah, man. Sorry, man. Yeah. I said always. It's always raining. It's always raining up there, Nobs. Get out of here.
It's always raining.
Yes,
yes, everyone. Nice to see you.
And just bringing you all up as well.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Hey, Andy.
Yes, Big Craig, how you saying, brother? Liverpool went from 7-up to Cherryade. Cherryade, yeah. Let's work that out. Cherryade, the cherries, the cherries, yeah. Yes, man. Big up to you. Big up to you, Craig.
I'm prepared for all the flack tonight.
I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are. And Scott, all the way over in New Zealand. Big up to you, man.
Yes, Craig.
It's probably now Thursday in your case. But big up to you for staying up and just joining us on this great show tonight. Just to say, there was a stat that came out that said that 1 in 7 people said that Liverpool would lose at Bournemouth. 1 in 7 said that.
Wow.
Yeah, 1 in 7. So check out what the one is.
Me.
Was there anybody else that said that Liverpool was going to lose at Bournemouth? Right, we're going to talk about that tonight. Kofi, it's good to see your face on there, brother. Yes, Big D, what you say just quickly?
No, I was saying, to be fair to Kofi and Jay last week, they did kind of hint at going there and not getting the result that they need, because they said if we do this and go to Bournemouth, I know angle our business, and so said, so done. So you lot called it last week, man.
Bro, and as you can see along the bottom, Liverpool, what was the point? what was the point? You know what I mean? I've got those 7-Up cans. Yeah, it's all gone now. I'll tell you what, though. If anybody is not watching this show, the One Show is on at the moment. So if anybody wants to watch the One Show, that's going to be really good. Yeah. So anybody want to watch the One Show? Kofi, fancy the One Show?
No, I'm good, friends.
You sure? Oh my God, Ireland needs to be drug tested. 28 league goals, 39. Listen, 5 goals last night in the Champions League. This guy is unbelievable. Now, my son calls him a tapping merchant. But listen, I'll have him. I'll tell you that now. I'll have him tapping merchant.
All day, every day.
You score goals. That's what it's all about. Do you know what I mean? So listen, he's doing the business. 39 goals in all This man is going to break some mad records, bro. Some mad records. But yeah, let me first of all, before we actually go into the show, let me do my due diligence and ask how we all doing. So first of all, let's go to Big D at Old Trafford. How are we doing, Big D?
We are all right, mate. Apart from the rain, we are all right. The snow's gone. The snow's gone. I mean, our snow's settled, which was kind of mad. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Snow for me is like I'm in my yard with a shot of something nice that I like to drink. Look out the window and say it's snowing. Not putting on my gear to go to work and drive up and down the motorway. That don't work for me. You know what? So I can't stand the snow when it's like that when I have to go work.
You need to come back to London, D.
Yeah, but you need to come south, brother. You need to come back to south, bro.
I know. You know, it's actually in the partner. It might not be as inner London, but yeah, it's kind of, you know.
Hey, yeah, man's coming back. Yeah, coming home. You're coming home, bro. You're coming home.
The young lady feels I spend way too much time in London. I was there again this weekend, you know what I mean? Because my bishop got installed. So I was in North London this weekend at Wilson. So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I was there supporting my bishop. So yeah, I was.
Oh yes. Yeah.
And then you know, and then Calvin, who's a good friend of the show, he was saying that he's just been locked down while he's been missing the show. He's been missing the show the last couple of weeks, but he's
okay,
the panel. Yeah. Calvin top
yeah,
fan,
okay.
Fan,
big up,
so.
Big up to Calvin. Yeah, and I know. He does tune into the show a lot. So but yeah, definitely. Okay, let's go to Kofi. Kofi, how are we today? I mean, just how are we?
I'm good. Little bit apprehensive because of the Champions League game tonight. Don't be, watching the game to experience another roasting, but. You know, we'll see how it goes. We never give up, so anything can happen.
That's right, mate. That's right. You never know. Could you overturn that 3-goal deficit? And you're not at Anfield. Do you believe? I mean, Klopp has come out and said, you know, they're going to give it a go. Do you think you could do it?
One out of 99 people were saying, and that was only Klopp. So you gotta believe. It's happened.
You gotta believe.
It's a mad one.
Okay, then. Let me go to JP. What are you saying, brother? How are we today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's been a busy week, but you know what? I can't complain. It could always be worse, as they say, right? There's been some interesting stories come out this week, so I'll be interested to get you guys' take on a question, not for now, maybe for later. Yeah. There's this debate about who would you take, prime Alan Shearer or prime Harry Kane? I think that's quite an interesting question.
Yeah. Very interesting. I mean, it is. Boy. Jeez, man. 2 different eras.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, we'll talk about that. That is a really good question. Boy, we'll come back. Remind us about that, JP.
No way.
Definitely have to remind us about that. That's just from Craig here. Arsenal have kept 9 clean sheets away from home in the Premier League this season. Their joint eyes in any single campaign since 93-94 season. Not only that, we break another record by getting a clean sheet in all our London derbies as well. So, yeah, fantastic. And what a game, you know. It was Arsenal-esque, Wenger-esque first half against Fulham, and we just basically took our foot off the gas. But we'll come to that when we talk about the Prem review and our player ratings and look at that. So let me just let you know what's on the show tonight. Obviously, for those guys that on our chat, I've set out the schedule, and it's Prem review and player ratings, ref watch, some stuff we need to talk about in there. What was the point, Liverpool? We are going to talk about that. Is this now a 2-horse race, and who will miss out on top 4? And we do the What's Going On Predictions League game week 26. There's been some changes in terms of myself now. I've jumped up to a nice healthy third. Big D, you missed out with that Bournemouth. You said the Cherries would win that 3-0 or 3-1, I think. I can't remember. Was it 3-1? You said. I think you said 3-1. Yeah.
Brentford, the Brentford game.
Sorry. No, not
was
the Brentford game.
You
did the Liverpool game. Liverpool Bournemouth.
Yeah. See, Kofi.
Yeah.
I was backing you, man. You know, after a
but you know, the
it kind of made sense, didn't it?
Backed me. it's gone against you, man. So you should have known that one, man.
All right. That's a lesson learned then, Kofi. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's time to stop back in Liverpool.
Let me bring Ez in the house. Ez is here.
Yes, people.
Yes.
Nice to see you. What you saying, bro?
Yes. Nice to see everyone. Nice to see people.
Ez is with us. He's been away for a couple of weeks, studying hard and everything. Probably, I don't know if he was studying hard, studying Potter, and wondering how this guy has not won any games yet. But listen, 2 games on the bounce in the Premier League and through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. You never know. Ez, how you doing? By the way, how you doing?
Yeah, madam. Everything is starting to line up.
Okay.
I didn't have to bring out the glasses, even though I threatened to look at them a few times. For Jason's benefit, the glasses is when Chelsea's not doing very well, and I wear my shades. Okay.
I should have worn them last week, mate.
We're looking a bit better. We'll talk about Chelsea a bit later, but 3 wins for Potter, 3 wins, big wins.
Have you turned the corner?
No, I haven't forgiven him yet. But now, me and him, if I see him on road, I'll give him a little.
Yeah. You're cool.
Please.
Okay. It's like that right now. Relationship is like that right now.
Yeah,
but it's good to have you back on. As I don't know what's happening with Chile. I haven't seen him. But if he does come on, he does come on. Let's just crack on into the show and just talk about the games that's just gone by. And last week, Wednesday, obviously there was Champions League on the night of our show. So we had Bayern Munich v PSG. I'm not going to go into that. They through to the quarterfinals. Tottenham, and Chile's not here. Tottenham gets knocked out of the Champions League against AC Milan, a 0-0 draw. AC Milan, not the best team in the world. Conte, mate, I just don't know what's going on with him. You know what I mean? There's talk of him being replaced with Enrique, who's been out of work since the World Cup, and also the manager that you like is from Fulham,
Marco Silva.
Yeah, Marco Silva. Apparently, he's linked to the job as well. It doesn't look like Conte is going to be. They're out of all cups, by the way. But it doesn't look like he's going to stay on the. He hasn't not signed that extension, and a lot of the fans now are calling for his head. And just the way he's got this team playing. And listen, they go and win the other day. There's no pressure, when the pressure's not on. A bit like Arsenal, when the pressure's not on, you play well. And that's the thing with Tottenham right now. You know what I mean? They're 4 points ahead of who was it? Newcastle. I think Newcastle got 2 games in hand. So we will talk about the top 4 race and who's going to end up missing out. So we'll see what happens there. So Tottenham go out of the Champions League. They're pretty out of all competition. All they really got to fight for now is a 4th place cup, basically. And then on the Thursday, Arsenal had an early kickoff against Sporting Lisbon. We had a much changed side with Matt Turner in goal. I just can't. I'm not feeling this goalkeeper at all. Not feeling the goalkeeper and keeper who had his debut playing at left centre back. There was a situation where with the second goal, when was it second or first goal? I can't remember. Where cross came over and the goalkeeper called for it. Kibia ducked and the goalkeeper just stood on his line.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And keeper's fault. Absolutely, keeper's fault. Not very good with his feet at all. And it's a big, massive drop off. Obviously, when Partey and Granit Xhaka came on, the game tightened up a bit. Listen, it was a lucky goal. I mean, can you believe it? Granit has hit the ball, and I can't remember the player who ricocheted off of. And everybody's kind of stood around like, what's just happened there? Do you know what I mean? But listen, we take them back to the Emirates tomorrow. I think we will win. We've got Gabriel Jesus back, which is a massive thing for us to have him back and for him to come on at the 75th minute in the Fulham game. And we've got quite a strong, healthy looking bench now. So I do think that coming back to the Emirates, I think we will beat Sporting Lisbon because they've only won 1 in 14 attempts in England against any English side. So I do think that we will win that. And then going on to Man United, after getting emphatically slapped by Liverpool, they go and emphatically slap up Real Betis 4-1. I don't know if you guys want to just quickly comment on your performance in that game before we move on to the rest of the Premier League games. A Big D or Jay?
Go on, Jay.
Yeah, I think that game was actually almost a game of two halves. We didn't play that amazingly well, I did think, in the first half. And then the team kind of just sort of turned it on in the second half with a much better performance. Sort of killed the game. So yeah, it was really, to be honest with you, I expected a response because under the manager that we got now, that was one of the things I was saying. I always expect that we'll respond. So I was pleased with that. So yeah, hopefully what he decides to do tomorrow will be interesting. From what I've seen of him, I don't think he's going to rest many players.
He doesn't tend to, does he? He doesn't tend to. That's the problem.
I don't think he will. I think he will. If the game is going well at half time or something, then he might start withdrawing some players. But I think, for example, obviously Casemiro has gone for 4 games, but I still think he's going to start him tomorrow.
Yeah. And obviously we'll talk about the Casemiro sending off. I suppose a quick question I'd like to ask is he becoming a little bit of a liability? is he turning into a Granit Xhaka, strangling people and now missing certain games by doing rash tackles? But we will come to that.
Let's talk about that one.
We'll talk about that. But listen, you guys are pretty much through to the next round. It should be. I can't see what you're gonna but. I just can't see, but I get why he's probably going with a strong side, even though you're 4-1 up. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah,
game.
Quickly.
Yeah,
quickly on that. I sent Jason. I sent a message to the guys on WhatsApp, and I was a little bit furious with the lineup, right? But then I looked at it and said, okay, maybe he's saying to these guys, if you can go out there and stake the joints, then you're going to give me at least an hour.
Yeah, absolutely. Right?
Yeah, and because I wasn't, I just thought he's got to use his bench. He's burning out this squad, and I feel like certain mistakes and certain rashness is because of the tiredness. And if you're a good professional, you're not going to go and cry to the boss to say that I ain't quite at it, because it looks it puts you in a bad shade of light. So deep down, I might be saying, I hope he's as a sub today and gives me a 20-minute cameo. But he's just like he's so focused on proving a lot of people, especially in the English press, wrong. He's going strongest team. I expect Casemiro to start tomorrow simply because of the games he's going to miss. So you might as well play him just to keep his legs, because he's going to be sitting for 4, which is a bit.
But there is that argument. There is that argument that if you're going to play Sabitzer and somebody, or Fred and McTominay, you might want that unit to get some game time in a game where there's not too much pressure. So there is that.
True.
But I agree. I mean, the only one I think he'll definitely rest, I can, put my hand on my heart and say won't play, will be Varane.
Yeah, but he needs to rest. He needs to rest the game as well, Jason. You're seeing lapses in concentration from him now. He's playing too much football.
He might rest with the game as well. To be fair,
Butland is a good goalie. Give Butland a game. I don't get, but that's his stubbornness. So you have to take the good and the bad with him in that sense,
But that's the trait of it. That's the trait of any elite manager. That's the trait of all of them.
Yeah, they're single-minded. Yeah. So, well, Norm, we did what we had to do after that slapping. So 4-1 going back to their place. Then, like you say, hopefully. You can even just play for a draw, not even be disrespectful. Just play for a draw, get out there without no suspensions, no more injuries, because we're hemorrhaging right now.
You know what I mean? Absolutely.
I think Fernandez and somebody else, I can't remember who the other player is just booking away from a suspension.
Are they? Wow.
Yeah. And he'll play. Fernandez plays every game, every minute of every game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like Saka. So yeah. So I'm glad he took off Saka in that game as well. But yeah. I think if you just go out there and you don't have to, do you know what I mean? Just manage the game. Do you know what I mean? If you get a couple of goals, then brilliant. Do you know what I mean? You know, you can't afford Rashford to be pulling any hamstrings or anything like that. So,
well, that's what I said to you a few weeks ago. Just let him come on, get some nice massage, do a little half an hour on the speed bike, take a sauna, and go out his yard, man. No combat football, you know what I mean? He can do some keepy uppies or whatever in the background. Because you get him injured, mate. You really can't. It just, it's mad. Never mind.
Okay then. Well, let's move on to the Premier League games at the weekend, and we'll start off with let's see, what should we start off with? Let's look at the relegation battle. So let's look at the Everton game. Everton won, Brentford 0. I didn't expect Everton to win that game, but look, Sean Dyche has got them trying to make that ground a bit of a fortress. They win that game 1-0, and they move it out of the relegation zone up to, I think they're up to, they've moved up to 15th on 25 points. So listen, the gap between, I mean, any basically two, you have to win maybe 2 or 3 games on the bounce to pull out of that relegation thing. Because look, Bournemouth, who had a fantastic result, we'll talk about that, were on 24 points. They felt dropped back in because West Ham got a draw. So West Ham ended up coming out of the relegation zone based on their goal difference. Their goal difference is -10. Bournemouth is -26.
Yeah, 26 is savage. I said last week, isn't it?
It's absolutely crazy. Do you know what I mean?
That will get them relegated. That's for sure.
Yeah, with the next worst goal difference is Southampton on -21, and you know you're thinking, well, maybe that goal difference was going to go up against you guys when they come to your ground, but we will talk about that game as well. So coming back to that game, Everton. What are your thoughts? Do you think? With this mad thing that's going on at the bottom, who's going down for you guys? Who's going down? Because it just seems to be changing all the time now. Whereas before, because Southampton have come out of there. I mean, if I look at the tape, I'm sure if I look at any point, I think even all of these guys at the bottom from 18th down have all been out of the relegation zone at some point. Now they're back in there. Yeah. So you got Bournemouth, as I said, on 24 points. Leeds are now being sucked into there on 23 points and Southampton on 22 points. And then in 17th, you've got West Ham, 24. I was talking to a West Ham fan this week, and he is saying that I just don't think we're going to do it, mate. He thinks he's going to go down. He says, Moyes, he just not the one. So, and then Leicester, again, they're on 24 points. So up to Crystal Palace, I would say, could get sucked in there. From 12th place, there's only, check this, guys. From 12th place, there's only 3 points separating the bottom 3.
Yeah, but if you didn't know, you have to look at the 3 with the minus goal differences in the 20s. That is Southampton, that is Bournemouth, and that is Forest. Minus 26 for Forest and Bournemouth, and minus 21 for Southampton. And I think at least 2 of them teams will go down because of their goal difference. So they've got to start scoring goals if they want to stay up. Even if, got to start scoring goals.
No, absolutely.
A couple of 3-1 wins here and there. Because I think you'll be gutted to go down on goal difference. Trust me. You're on the same points and your goal difference is absolutely in the toilet and you get relegated. You'll be like, nah, man. We're on the same points.
Yeah.
And
there was one,
what might happen is playoffs.
They
might start doing relegation playoffs when it happens.
Yeah. There was one season, I can't remember what season it was, where on the last day, I can't remember who the teams were involved, but what happened is basically, because it was based on goal difference, it was like the team that scored, and all of a sudden they got pulled in because of goal difference. Then it swapped back because it was just going backwards and forward. But I can't remember the season it was. There was one particular season, it was just mad. It was like 2 or 3 teams involved that was getting sucked in and then getting pulled out of it based on the amount of goals that they scored at, and that was all down to their goal difference. That was all down to their goal difference. We moved to Leeds-Brighton, Leeds 2, Brighton 2, and apparently in that game it flashed up on my phone, and I think the goal was I don't know if anybody saw the goal by Patrick Bamford.
Yes, I did. I saw the.
I heard it was a wicked goal, man. And that was the equaliser. Then Suleiman March makes it 2-1. And then Jack Harrison with an assist from Wilford. I cannot pronounce his surname. Ganato, making it a 2-2. And so Leeds, though, are sucked in to the bottom three right now as we speak. Yeah. And then we'll go to the Leicester 1, Chelsea 3. Ez, talk to me, bro. Listen, resurgence Chelsea now.
It could have been 5. It could have been 5. When you look at the, obviously, we all saw Match of the Day was a little bit different, and it was a 3:00 game. So Match of the Day wasn't quite what I thought it would be.
Was. For a lot of people.
Stuff going on, watching in silence, you know. Anyway, when I looked back at the proper like YouTube clips of the match, and it was a bit more in depth, we had 2 goals that were offside, but one by a toenail, the other one miles off. João Felix hit the bar twice.
Yeah.
So, you know, really, even 3-1 doesn't do that much justice. Mudryk finally gets off the ground of an assist, which everyone's been sort of looking at him sideways since his feet. Yeah. Well, when I say everyone, Arsenal fans been looking at him sideways.
Yeah, let me ask you this question. Go on, let me ask you this question. Yes, will you take an in-form Trossard over Mudryk now? No, of course I'll take Trossard. I'm not going to fall into that trap. I'll take Trossard in form over Mudryk right now. However, that's not what we bought Mudryk for. That's not what we bought Mudryk for. You know, Mudryk was 22, hasn't played football since the war started in Ukraine or something, or something like since before the World Cup, or something long. He hasn't played football. I didn't expect him to come and rip up tree trunks. I just knew that it was a good buy for, you know, the future. And I'm starting to see them sort of glimpses of what he could become if he keeps his head down. And I could see what Arteta would have done if he went to Arsenal. So I'm still happy we've got him, because if he went to you lot, I'll be very, very, very much in trouble in the future. So Trossard, we knew Trossard was a baller for when he slapped 3 against Liverpool, hat-trick. Yeah, I really enjoed that.
Trust me.
Did everybody enjoy that Trossard slapping 3 against Liverpool? That was really nice.
Here we go. Don't try it, man. You got to come to Anfield.
Hey, Kofi's been sitting peaceful. Kofi's been
come
sitting
to
there peaceful.
Come to Anfield.
Yeah, don't worry, man. I'm coming to Anfield, man. I'm relishing it. I'm relishing the challenge, mate. I'm relishing it, mate. I'll bring some cherries. I'll bring some cherry aid with me as well.
Finally, though, just I won't say too much on Chelsea. Potter's finally starting to get a tune out of the team. They look like a team. Like before, I would have personally been happy even if we didn't win against Leicester, but I could see finally a pattern of play. Because 4 or 5 games ago, I couldn't see a pattern of play.
Has he changed? Has he changed the back? Has he gone to like a 3 at the back?
He's gone to a 3 at the back, and he's got like a little bit of a. He's got very technical with it. So when we have the ball, we turn into a traditional 4. When we lose the ball, we go into a 3.
I hate 3 at the back. I just hate 3 at the back. I just hate that stuff.
Do you know what, Jason?
Whack.
I don't mind it, yeah, Jay. As long as it's not negative football. You see Conte 3 at the back? Move that from me. But you see, technically, Pep Guardiola plays a 3. If you look at it carefully, Pep Guardiola plays a 3. With in and out of possession. It all gets all technical and intricate like that. When I say technically,
but
that's
the thing with that if he plays the 3 at the back, then wing backs are going to be sat on that halfway line. Otherwise, like Jason said, it's horrible. Otherwise, I don't want my wing backs anywhere between the 10-yard box and half. They're going to be on the halfway line, looking to go at a moment's notice, and that's the only way I'm comfortable watching the 3 at the back. Otherwise, it's like
I tell you what was negative about Chelsea when we was playing a 4 is that our wing backs were so scared about getting caught that they were being pinned back anyway. So Reece James hasn't done anything this season because he's been worried about balls going over the top and him having to cover for, you know, playing a flat 4. Yeah. So with that wing back 3 at the back, these guys can bomb up, and all of a sudden there's a little bit of a not so much worried about what happens if we lose the ball in transition or. So look, in short, I'm happy we've got Fofana back. I'm happy that we finally started getting Sterling on the ball. Sterling's looking better. Mudryk is looking better. João Felix obviously been doing his thing. Enzo's looking a bit nowhere near his price tag, but he's looking like I understand why we bought him. So let's see what Potter does. We've beaten Dortmund. We're in the quarterfinals. That's big news.
Well, listen, let's see what happens. Yeah, I think your next game is Everton at home. So is it Everton at home?
I think so, actually. Yeah. I thought you guys.
For you guys. Yeah, Everton at home at the Bridge. You guys have got the 17:30 kickoff on the Saturday.
Yeah.
If we played anything like we played last week, if we played anything like we played last week and we win that comfortably as well. If we play anything last week.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens then. Okay, we move on to Tottenham against Nottingham Forest. Tottenham 3, Nottingham Forest 1. Harry Kane, I think in that game, I think he got a brace in that game.
Yeah, he did.
He got a brace in that game.
Yeah, 35th minute.
Yeah, and listen, this man, is he ever going to score? Regardless, it was a good goal as well, but
the offside, yeah.
60 million, man.
It was close. The offside was close again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I actually felt bad for him.
There's a bit of narrative in the press about him, though, isn't there? About he slated off the manager, but did he actually slate the manager?
He was. I think he was just talking about his performance and the performance of the team.
Yeah.
And I think they questioned Conte about it, and Conte just basically said no, it was just him giving his opinion. What the press like to do is flip it, innit? They like a story. And they tried to say Ricardo's tried to say that Conte was, what I'm saying, but it's just what the press do.
But there was a bit of shade from Conte still, Norman.
Yeah, it was.
If you look, for me, there was a bit of shade with Conte in that response to Richard Larson.
I didn't listen to it fully. Fully. So if you can enlighten me,
it was almost like saying that has he done enough to even push himself into the team?
I heard that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So there was a little bit of a jab back, weren't there?
When you look at the wording,
and obviously his goal ratio as well.
Yeah. When you look at the wording, I'm paraphrasing. Richarlison said, "We're having a rubbish season." Blah 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 blah, and he went on and waffled, and he said, "Why are we playing defensive football when we need to go and win?" That was the dig. That was the dig. And Conte's response goes, "Yeah, he's right. I don't know why you're surprised at his comments. He is having a rubbish season." So it was kind of like
So he did from I did
that was their little exchange. But then Richarlison goes and starts the next game. So it's it's kind of one of them ones. They obviously had it off the field.
I mean, with all of that said, the Kane situation, he's got a year left on his contract. Daniel Levy said he ain't going nowhere. Man United.
He always says that though.
I know he says that, but
every year.
Yeah, I mean, but I suppose the question is that with Kane ain't going to win anything with Tottenham. Yeah, Kane ain't going to win anything with Tottenham. All the pundits are urging him now. It's time for him to move on. Just what it is. It's time for him to move on and go somewhere where he can win something. And as I say, he's been linked with a move to Man United. But Daniel Levy, he's still batting around this 100 million for him with a year left. He's 29 years old.
We cannot pay 100 million for Kane.
I would walk out the door. I would.
Yeah, we can't pay that for Kane.
Listen, I think
Kane's Junior, big up himself, my youth.
Yeah.
So I think he's brilliant, Norms. I think he's a great goal scorer. I wouldn't pay 100 million for him at his age. I wouldn't pay 100 million for him with 1 year left on his contract. At the end of the day,
exactly.
It's like I know that I want to sell my house, but I know you're interested. So I tell you I don't want to sell it because I'm trying to get more money out of it. But the reality is, they've got a decision to make in the summer, right? Whether or not they leave him because he'd be an idiot to sign a new contract, but he might do because it's Harry Kane. either he signs a new contract or they get rid of him because if he doesn't sign in the summer, I think it's highly likely he's going to walk away with.
Well, there was something in I was reading in some publication from I think it was Simon Jordan of Talksport, and he was saying that he's heard that he's happy. Like Kane is happy in London. His family want him to stay in London, and he's happy. He's happy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Which just shows no ambition for me. You know what I mean?
Stay there.
You know what I mean? If you want to there and get win another golden boot or break another record, you know what I mean?
But then, if
what's your legacy?
If the contract doesn't materialize, and he then decides that nothing's really happening, will Tottenham really get the best out of him in any way?
Well, even when he was supposed to go City, and that didn't work out. He still stayed and he's still done a good job for Spurs. Yep. So I think he obviously loves Spurs. He just probably dislikes Daniel Levy at times.
Because he's probably had enough gentlemen, agreements and stuff like that. And every time he's gone back, he's like, "Whoa, Danny, what are you saying, man? I thought we agreed." Yeah, guys, listen. Let's go again. Yeah? We need to sell some more shirts. We need to try.
It's like anything, no, Norm. Like she always says to me, whenever I got a gripe with them lot, have the conversation. And as soon as I come back to the yard, open your laptop and send him an email and CC yourself in it. That's it. Because even when we have a verbal agreement, he always going to pull a stunt and change his mind on me. So I said, no, remember you sent the email and you responded. Like I was asking for my contract for over 2 years. I wanted to see what's in my contract. They wouldn't give it me because it wasn't a contract that they thought I had. It was a better contract. And he eventually sent it to me. And my missus was like, see, this is why they didn't want you to have it. Because now they've got just everything about you now. So I said to people, even if you trust a person to say, we had a conversation and agreed, put that blessed thing in writing and finish with that. That way you've got your...
check the wording. And check the wording.
Exactly, Jesse.
You don't end up like Suarez.
Right. Definitely. Yeah. But talking about Harry Kane, and Jason posed a question earlier on, so I think we'll tackle it now. Jason, you want to pose that question again? I don't know if Ez was on when you
gone.
Sort of brought up so the question was, who would you take in their prime, a prime Harry Kane or a prime Alan Shearer? Because I think Kane wants to stay in England because he wants to beat Shearer's record. And he wants to be the Premiership goal scorer.
I'm taking Kane every day. Every day.
Really?
I'm taking Kane. Every day. Don't get me wrong, Shearer was a goal machine, but Harry Kane is just a good footballer. He can do everything. Right foot, left foot, header, strength. He's not the fastest, but he's got the vision to pass, playing. He's a footballer. You could even say, Kane, do a shift in centre mid today. No worries, boss. Do you know what I mean? Like you could
because he drops deep. Yeah, he drops deep. You're right.
Alan Shearer was just an out and out, striker, wasn't he?
And hats up to him. He knew where the goal was, and I think Haaland will be that sort of guy. But Kane, he'll pull something out of nothing, shoot outside the box. Oh my God, 1-0. Do you know what I mean? It's just a good footballer, Kane.
Yeah, there's some that would argue that Shearer didn't really create much for himself. He was on the end of everything rather than creating where Kane can create and can drop deep to be that number 10. So Kane can go from number 10 to number 9. You can switch him up. If you feel like he's a bit leggy and you still want to play him in 10 rather than him leading the line.
He's more of an all-round. He's an all-rounder, better footballer. Yeah, but you can't take it away. The goals.
Shearer's done.
Shearer's
scored. If Kane went to Liverpool when Mane and Salah were firing, that would have been a joke. That would have been
that would have been madness.
Imagine the leagues we'd have won.
Yeah, but I was out. Listen, let me tell you something. I was there when, obviously, our age, we've seen Shearer in his prime.
Yeah,
we've seen Kane. Maybe Ez, you're the only one that may not have watched Shearer. I'm taking Shearer all day long. Right.
Big statement.
I'm telling you that. Don't get me wrong. All your arguments you made are perfectly sound. Kane is a better footballer. I'm taking Shearer every day, all day. Because that guy knows the back of the net. And actually, one of the things I do think he can do, Shearer, look at his highlights. Shearer's got goals from outside the box all the time. He could strike a football. He could strike a football. The guy was a goal machine. And remember, Shearer was supposed to come to Man United. He agreed to come to Man United.
Yeah, you remember?
And then, and then Newcastle came in for him. And I think he says he doesn't regret it. To me, that's the biggest mistake of his life. Because I think also what Man United could have done.
He would have had more titles. He would have had more titles. You know, winning it with Blackburn is
great. We may have had more.
If you look at it as well, Shearer's injury record was pretty decent. You know, he wasn't as injured. Yeah, after that, but if you look at Kane, Kane's had a lot of injury issues over the years. Where he's missed a lot of games. So if you look at longevity on the body, then I totally hear you, Jay. It's a very great argument, though, Jay. That's a great argument, great question.
Yeah. No, I mean
in terms of modern day strikers, Shearer probably would not have fitted into how the role of number 9 has changed. You know, but. You know, in saying that, Kane also, he's got everything. He's got everything as a striker.
Can I drop one more name in then?
Yeah, go on.
So we've said Shearer or Kane, but where would you put Rooney in this?
Rooney's been in the Kane era, though, hasn't he? I suppose.
Yeah.
Maybe he was he there in the back end of the ship? No, he wouldn't have been there.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. Because Rooney came on the scene in what? What was it?
Early 2000 and
early 2000s.
It was early 2000s. Shearer was just kind of coming towards the end of his if anything, his career. You know what I mean? And he's probably just doing like cameo roles for Newcastle. You know what I mean? But I mean, Shearer though.
Rooney's the ultimate team player. That's Rooney for you. So Rooney will play as a centre back.
His work rate is ridiculous.
It's true.
Rooney's just the ultimate, and I think people don't appreciate that.
No,
what Rooney done to his game to accommodate Ronaldo.
Yeah,
exactly.
Nobody else would have done that. Ronaldo would have never done that.
No.
Yeah, it would never done that for Rooney. Yeah, Rooney did that for him.
No. Rooney's an ultimate team guy.
Yeah,
ultimate team guy.
Agreed. Ronaldo's just Ronaldo. It's about himself.
Himself.
At the end of the day, and I think if you look at, if you look at Haaland, you know what I mean, very much in the Shearer mold in terms of
do
you know what I mean? Yeah. But as I said earlier on in the show, I'll take him because even though we call him a tapping merchant. You know what I mean? I mean, he doesn't score the sort of goals that Shearer was.
It's a striker. Listen,
that's what strikers pay to do.
As long as your striker's scoring goals, you know, you shouldn't even care how they go in. You shouldn't. You know what I mean? And that's why, as much as I have my limitations with Haaland, he just scores goals. He does his job. More time he does.
And Man City obviously have had to adapt their game to him because it was at first, even though, and the crazy thing about it, even though he was when he hit the ground running pretty much and he was scoring goals, Man City still hadn't really adapted.
That's Pep for you though, Norms. When Pep came to Man City, he told Aguero, "I don't even like you." These times Aguero's their top, been the top man, won the league. Sorry, mate, you're not really in my plans. Aguero just tried his best to convince him, and then eventually he's like, "All right, yeah, you can hang." You know, but he done the same with Ibrahimovic at Barca. Pep's just a bit weird with nines. He's just never. So even Haaland is just okay. Yeah, cool. I'm now gonna adjust for you, but I think even there's a part of him that still doesn't feel as free as when he doesn't have a number 9 and out and out. Yeah.
But but so you're saying Kane is. 100%. James is saying Shearer. I'm saying Shearer. D, you saying Shearer or you saying Kane?
Jason's convinced me to Shearer. Jason's argument has convinced me to Shearer because I was kind of on the fence with that, but That's what Jay said. I'll be like, he's right, you know. Yeah, you're right, bro. Big up yourself, man. Because
man, listen, Craig is right. Eddie Nketiah needs to come into this debate, man. Cool.
That's how you know this is the last one.
You know what I mean? Come on, guys. Eddie, man. We're talking Eddie here.
Well,
number 14, you know.
Oh, listen.
Well, the thing is, Norm, quickly, would you throw
Thierry
into that? Yeah, that's what. As we're talking,
listen, nobody touches my Thierry.
Shearer, Thierry, Kane in their prime.
What's that saying? What is his brother saying?
I think
Thierry Henry.
Then I'm taking
Thierry Henry.
I'm taking Thierry.
I think so am I. Exactly. Yeah, so am I. Yeah.
Comfort, what says now? What says now?
Over Kane.
Huh?
Yeah,
I'm taking Thierry Henry over Kane.
I think Thierry Henry is one of the best attackers to grace the sport. Yeah.
All day, every day. All day, every day.
I think maybe I'm thinking Thierry Henry left flank over striker.
That's the difference, because that's the difference. That's why it's hard to place him, I suppose.
He
doesn't really play through the middle.
That's the only point.
Although I do love that.
And even though he hasn't played through the middle, the man scored 179 goals.
Well, and that's crazy. Don't get me wrong, that is insane. But and that's where what we're talking about. Nines or just attackers, because then that opens it up.
Right. Okay. Right. Yeah.
Well, you know, if you're talking about nines, then Lukaku is available in the summer.
Listen. D. You're probably talking about his size 9 shoes or his size 9. His size 9 Timberlands. That's what you're talking
about.
I won't be. You see, when the summer window opens, I'm going to be on this show early every week talking about you guys. My phone's going again. Who's that you want to sign, Norm? Yeah, no, he's on his way. He's just done his medical. I'm not the one to banter about signing. No way.
Oh my god.
Because the CEO's come out and said that he didn't want it, Norm.
How many signings do you reckon Chelsea are going for again?
I think we're going for a good 4 or 5 in the summer, but a mass exodus clear out though. There's a mass. I told you this already. There's a mass. Pulisic will be off. Ziyech will be off. Obviously Lukaku will be going. I think there's 3 or 4 midfielders. Aubameyang, Mason Mount's on the fence, by the way. Mason Mount's on the fence.
Yeah, give us Mason.
Yeah, 70 million, no problem, brother. You can have him.
No, reduce.
Apparently he's been linked to you guys, hasn't he?
He's been linked to
Liverpool.
Huh? Yeah, he's been linked heavily with Liverpool.
Linked to Liverpool, yeah.
Maybe Klopp can do a job with him.
I think Klopp will. He's a road runner. Klopp's needs some legs. You know what I mean? He could take Gallagher as well. You could have the both of them 150 million.
Forget Gallagher.
2 road runners.
We'll stick
2
with
road
Mason.
runners. That's no problem, bro.
Mason Mount to Liverpool.
Oh my
but
god!
Yeah, there's a massive exodus coming for Chelsea.
Yeah, the summer window is going to be mad. Let's just quickly move on to Crystal Palace 0, Man City 1. Man City getting a penalty in the in the 78th minute. I was just thinking, come on, just hold on, Crystal Palace, because they can't score goals. And you know the one thing about it, and Ez will know this, yeah. I think we was watching a Crystal Palace game one time, and we were saying about bringing on Eze, because that guy. I knew right that Patrick Vieira was going to bring him on with 10 minutes to go. I'm thinking, why not bring this guy on earlier? Because when he come on, he created problems. Yeah, and I'm thinking, Patrick, if you want somebody to come on there and sort, create,
just run at defenders. Just run at defenders, man. That's what he does.
He came on in the 80th minute, but what's the name? Gives away the penalty. I think his momentum took him into I think it was it good? Was it Gundogan? I can't remember who got fouled in the penalty box. But listen, Haaland goes and dispatches it away and puts his goal difference up to whatever it is he's scored now. Crystal Palace, they're treading a little bit of a tightrope at the moment because they're not winning games. You know what I mean? And it's not like they're losing by big margins. It's just always like by the odd goal. Do you know what I'm saying? They're not scoring, but you know what I mean. So Patrick Vieira came out this week and sort of saying like, just give us time. So I don't know if he's under any pressure or anything like that, whether the board is going to give him time, but he's got to pick up a win from somewhere. And I don't want it to be this weekend because we are playing them at home. So let's just wait until the international break. Then you can do what you need to do. We need to sort out Crystal Palace at home when we play them at the Emirates this Sunday. They go on, win that game, put a bit of pressure on Arsenal because obviously they are now 2 points behind us, and we have to then obviously play our game on the Sunday against Fulham. So let's move on to the game, the early kickoff. And I just want to ask you, to everybody in the chat, to you, Kofi, what was the point?
Yeah.
Seriously, what was the point?
Go on, everybody, have your turn.
What was your point? Seriously, right? You called it last week. You and Jay called it last week. You said, look, we go and slap up Man United 7-0, and I know my team. Yeah, you turn up for the big sides. Yeah, but when it comes to like the table, I mean, you've lost against Nottingham Forest. You've lost against Bournemouth.
My team is so predictable when it comes to these kind of results, and you beat a big team and everybody's like, yeah, come on, and then next week nothing. I'm frustrated with, we had chances in the game. We had chances, and look at Salah. Salah's our penalty taker. But why did he that penalty? The way he took, it was never his body language spoke volumes, because it was like a half-hearted approach.
Who got taken off? Who got substituted in that game? Because whoever got substituted wasn't too happy about it, because Salah was not doing well at all in that game, and even the pundit said it, or the commentator said that Salah should have gone off.
Nunes, Norman. Nunes. Yeah, he took Nunes off. Yeah, he took Nunes off. He took Fabinho off as well.
So when you look at the current table now, Liverpool have played 26 games. They're currently on 42 points. They're 6 points off a top four with a game in hand. I suppose the question I like to ask everyone is, who's missing out on the top four? Who's missing out on the top four this season?
Oh, that's easy.
Okay, then.
We're not getting top four. So we're out of it now.
Yeah.
I think
you're probably going to miss out. You're probably going to miss out on the Europa Conference League or something like that.
I would rather that. I'd rather that. Seriously, what traveling to? Where did these man even play? I don't even know half of these teams.
But you know what? It's actually that league now, or the Europa League, yeah, not the conference one, isn't as bad as it used to be.
No, Europa League ain't bad.
No, it's the other one you're talking about. Yeah,
the conference
one.
You're playing on. You're playing on sand. You're playing on artificial.
It's serious.
Everything is bad, man. Yeah.
Not even Tottenham could win that.
There's no standards.
You know what? To be honest, for me, I don't know whether it's a good idea for Liverpool to continue fighting. They probably have to just keep going for it, because somehow we might get top four. I don't know. It's all up in the air, to be honest.
But this is what I would say, and Jason will back me on this. This whole Thursday, Friday football, and if you do well in the cup play, it's not good for the squad, man. Because you
need a deep squad. You need a deep squad.
Yeah. To do that, the Thursday, Sunday. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a mad one. It's a mad one.
I think what's made it bad for Man United is just the fact that we've stayed in every competition. That's what's made it even tougher, and the fact that he doesn't really trust his squad.
Yeah. And then these blessed internationals, mate. How many internationals do you need to qualify for a European competition? I mean, it's a joke.
Didn't they announce a new format yesterday?
For club football.
It's all about that, man, isn't it? They just need more money. They need more money in the coffers, man. That's what it's all about.
There's 2 new formats for club football they announced yesterday that will kick in 2025.
Oh, I saw it. I
haven't seen it.
Chelsea and Real Madrid are automatically in it because
that's right. That's right.
Really?
That's such a weird format. Yeah. It's a Europe. FIFA have sanctioned it to go ahead or something.
Okay.
But I don't. It's another competition to be played in like between July. So like
it's a club competition.
It's too much football. When are these guys going to rest? You know what I mean? They got to go on their pre-season tours because they're probably contracted to do certain countries and stuff like that. They come back and then it's just these guys need to rest.
It's like these guys are playing for the NHS. You know, that's what I feel like. It's ridiculous, man. You know what I mean? When are you supposed to rest your body and do a good job? Yeah, it's mad. Yeah, you must be playing for the NHS, mate. Honestly, seriously, foolishness.
But Kof, you're not going to get away lightly, yeah.
Yeah,
man. Talk to me. Bournemouth. Cherry.
After last week with that.
No. Just tell me about the performance of the team. Van Dijk always blaming other people.
No, Bournemouth are fighting for their lives, and I came into the game watching it thinking you got to really turn up today because anything can happen, and it is Bournemouth, and they play good football. So watching the game, Trent was looking at 6s and 7s, and I was thinking, boy, man, if you don't.
What about Van Dijk?
Van Dijk, yeah, he had some chances, but Van Dijk has been off, man, since
Well, no, I mean, he was accused of being very lackadaisical in that game. Maybe that's just his probably style. But some people are saying that Liverpool came into this game and thinking, it's only Bournemouth.
Well, they said they're back. They all come. Everyone's, people saying they're back, aren't they? This is the catalyst. This is the new front three. All of these big statements.
Yeah, but Jason, you can't talk because you drew to Southampton.
Hold on. We played over an hour with 10 men, Over an hour with 10 men. With a squad. Tell it, Jason, with a squad that playing every 3 days. Behave yourself, bro. They should have won that game. Southampton should have won that game.
They're bottom of the league, bro. They're bottom of the league, bro.
Yeah, but they had you have to remember. We had 10 men, and they had the ref on their side. You know what I'm saying, and we still came away with a point. So
let me answer this question, Jason, because I know you got to shoot off.
We should have won it, Jason. We should have won it as well, Jason. We could have won that game.
What I'll say, Jace, is what did you think about the whole ref situation, the VAR, the Casemiro? I remember, I think it was in a Chelsea game, where a tackle was made on João Felix. Right?
Yeah, I remember.
They didn't even look. They didn't even look at VAR. They didn't look at nothing. So, Jay, just give me your take on it, because I know you got.
We've had that twice now, where they haven't even looked. So we had the injury to Eriksen, right, and the injury to Donny van de Beek, where no yellow cards was issued. No one's looked at them. No, nothing, and absolutely horrible tackles. Now, if you ask me, do I understand why he was sent off? I do.
Yeah.
Do I agree with it? No. I don't think it was a sending off. I see why the referee sent him off, but I just think some of this stuff is ridiculous, right? The moment he calls him over, like, why are you even running that one back? Because you can see he's got the ball, he's hit the ball, and
it's gone over the top of the. He's got the ball, and
then that's pushed him. Yeah, and that's pushed him into the play, right?
Just momentum.
So it's not like there's no intent in there.
Right,
so why are you even sending that to the referee? And the moment you told the referee to go and have a look, we all know what the outcome is.
The outcome is going to be, and it looks worse in slow motion as well.
It looks terrible, and that's all they showed him. Slow motion. It's
slow
the
motion,
same
right.
VAR. It's the same guy on VAR that was at Crystal Palace with the choke.
Oh, Andre Mariner.
Yeah, it's the same brother.
He's horrible.
Andre Mariner.
So,
but you see what the madness is, yeah. You look at that tackle. There was another tackle. Sorry, D. There was another tackle. I can't remember what game it was. And again, who was it on? I can't remember what it was, but it was almost like a leg breaker. But nobody was told to go and look at it. Yeah, the João Felix situation. They just carried on. So I don't know. Is there a conspiracy? I suppose I'm going to ask the question.
I don't know.
Does it feel like a conspiracy, guys? Does it feel like a
conspiracy? No. I would say there's an inconsistency, which is also horrible. Because then, even in your case, Norm, there was a case where the lines were not drawn properly for an offside goal, which should have been a goal.
And if we had that the first season of VAR, and we had the wonky line.
Oh my gosh, the inconsistencies are unfair because it's not like we could go back in time and get your points back.
No, that's right. That's right.
So it augments the league. Do you know what every manager ought to say to their players? Don't give these refs an excuse. That's what you have to say. Yeah. Tell Casemiro, don't give this man an excuse to book you.
Yeah, I mean, but the problem with that one is when in football, right? You, obviously, your body is doing that. If your body hits the ball and then you can't then control that action that happens after that, right? Yeah. So for me, that was ridiculous. But what frustrated me even more was the fact that penalty decision, where the brother is on the floor with his hands on the ground. He basically stops the ball from going to Veggles. All right, Veggles wouldn't have scored anyway, right? But it's still for going to Veggles, right? And they don't even look at it. So I'm thinking to myself,
it's ridiculous. And you would think after the Lee Mason thing that things would get better. It's just got worse. And
I think by now they should have this VAR sort of intervention stuff on lock. We've been doing it long enough.
It's getting silly.
No, but this is
it's getting silly. That's what I'm saying. Why are we talking about this every week? We never had this. We never had this when VAR was there.
Do you know where I felt like VAR was pretty good? Is one in the World Cup, and two, I think in the European leagues because they got the next technology now, which they're using sort of 3D bodies to see if it's offside. Right, So I think the Premier League, for the first people to sort of push for this stuff, how are they behind is my question. How are they slow with these decisions? How are they getting them wrong? It's the best league. It's the best league in the world.
The problem is they always want something to talk about and then to try to improve on what they built on. The platforms.
They're just whack, Kofi. They're just whack.
Can I say this thing which they keep doing, Norm? Right? This is what they keep doing. So if you look at that Casemiro situation, right? The referee has nobody in front of him. He gets a clear vision of the tackle. In his mind, straight away, he said he's got the ball, but he come over. He yellow cards him, and he wants to carry on with the game, right?
Yeah.
Right now, VAR say no, ref. You're making a clear and obvious error. That's what VAR is saying. The referee saying, "Well, no, I saw it. I saw it in real life. That's why it's a yellow card." No. And they argue with him, and then he pushes the players away. And I'm saying, okay, VAR now are saying to the ref, you don't know what you're doing. because that's what they're saying. They're saying
you're right.
They're saying there was a clear and obvious error that the referee missed when the referee saw the tackle. There was not a single player in front of that ref when Kaz made the tackle. He was right there, 7 yards away, not even that.
Yeah, but
so it tells you there's an issue there, Norm, with VAR.
You go back to the João Felix thing. So why was there a clear and obvious error there? They didn't even say to the referee. I mean, the referee didn't do anything. Nobody said anything. They just carried on.
If you look at the Walker Peters tackle on my guy, scissor tackle that nearly snapped his ankle. He left the game in a boot, in a classic hop.
You're talking about
Garnacho, yeah. Right? There was no yellow card, no red card, no review, no nothing. You nearly broke the man's leg in a scissor tackle. They said this years ago. They said that we're not allowing defenders to tackle like that because it can be career-ending thing, right? Everyone thought he snapped his ankle, and I don't know. He's in a boot. I don't know how bad it is.
They said he's going
to miss games. Yeah, but no one at VAR said. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But no one, Jason, in VAR turned around and said, "Ref, you might want to go look at that one. You might go look at that one because he's since tackled him and he's in the box. Because then it's a penalty for me. So that wasn't a red card and that was a penalty. But it's United. So you have to remember he's only won one trophy now. That's enough for them. Let's see how we can hinder him by pulling out his only CDM. It's an agenda, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm going to say it, and I know I'm going to get cooked for saying it. but there's an agenda there because he wasn't supposed to come and do what he's doing, Norm. He's supposed to come and struggle to finish in the top 6. He ain't supposed to come here and be in the top 4 and win the cup already.
Now it feels as an Arsenal supporter, yeah? Agenda, man.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. I hear you. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the thing is, I won't subscribe to the whole agenda. If I'm honest, right?
Fair enough,
I can't go that far, but I just find the whole VAR thing really frustrating because the truth of the matter is, it's not just Man United that have this problem. You can go across the league and look at game after game after game. Well, that decision was made, but I could pick up the same tackle in that game or in the same game, and nothing happened. And you just think, what's going on? So, and I think that's the biggest issue that us as fans have with the whole system. Like, you can't work out when VAR is going to come into play.
But Jay, this is what I love about the NFL and the basketball, right? Because everyone in that stadium or arena knows exactly what is going on.
Yeah.
Where we don't know what's going on. Like, because they have to, like in the NFL, they say, right, interference of the play, number so and so, number so and so. They're telling you exactly why they've given that penalty.
What they end up doing is ratifying it in everyone's earshot. So, if anything, we're discussing their rationale based on what is exactly what they're saying to justify it, rather than what we're doing at the moment is we're taking it offline, coming on spaces like these, and still we don't know what's happened. You know, and that's where it's categorical. If we can at least say they've gone to this specific law in the book, and then maybe we can discuss that law. Then let's discuss the law. But
and that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying is about the clear and obvious error.
Yeah,
the VAR said the referee made a clear and obvious error by not sending because his instinct is that's a yellow card, and I'm standing by that because I've seen it in real life. They go back, slow it down 100 times, and look at that, just edging. There's no flowing of the film. You try to change his mind into saying that young boy, that's not a yellow card. Send him off. VAR is corrupt, and those two should never be involved. Anthony Taylor and Andre Mariner should never do another Man United game for the rest of the season. There's a level of corruption going on now, Joe. I'm convinced.
I agree with the fact. I don't
madness. Nah, for them big games, Norm. You want your top referees for the big games now on the running.
Yeah, sorry. I know Ez and Jason got to drop off in a minute. So just before you do go, Ez, I'm just going to just jump the gun before I finish with the other couple of games. So let me just quickly just share this with you, so if you can see that, people. So Ez, wait. I just thought just before you go,
Chili's drawing me in.
That's what you wanted to show, isn't it? That's what you wanted to show me.
Ez, I just thought, I just thought I'd just let you see this before you go, yeah.
Look at the form.
Look at the form, bro. Look at the form, yeah. Chile, obviously. Oh, Chile is here. I think I can see Chile down here somewhere. He's waiting in there thingy. Did he give?
He literally.
Oh no, it's not Chile. It's somebody else. No, it's not. I thought it was Chile. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So just going back there. So as you can see, Chile is now only 4 points behind Big D.
Chile's drawing me in, man.
Yeah, and I've jumped above Ez now on 14 points. Ez, you and D didn't get your games right at all. Me and Kofi got the outcome right, and Chile actually got the exact score with a 3-3 draw. I think it was Villa v I can't remember who it was. I think it was 3-3, 1-1. Sorry, West Ham v Villa 1-1. He said 1-1. He did say 1-1. Hold on a minute. He did say 1-1, didn't he? So just quickly, D, go into the WhatsApp on our WhatsApp thing and just see what Chile are predicted for the West Ham Villa game. Because it was a draw. They did. Okay, so it was 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1. Yeah, 1-1. Yeah.
So as you can see,
hold on. No, he said West Ham. He did West Ham Villa. Then he said, in fact, I'll go Bournemouth 1.
No.
That was a joke.
Oh no, after the game, wasn't it? After the game, it's really jokes, isn't it? Yeah, it's really jokes.
Yeah, because the game had already played. So
I see it.
He was having a little dig at Kofi there. He was having a little dig at Kofi.
All right.
But as you can see, guys, at the end of the season, whoever finishes in 5th place, has got a massive forfeit to do. So Kofi, you're sitting there right now. I'm in 3rd place. I'm loving it. I'm only 6 points behind thingy. So hopefully this week. So as when you come off the thingy, go for your game week 26 prediction. Put it in the chat, on our chat. And the same for you, Kofi and D. I know D's going to go for it quick because that's the way he is. But is Man United and is Man City not playing this weekend?
Man United's postponed. Man City,
West Ham, FA Cup.
So those two games. So any other games?
Liverpool, Fulham is postponed. That's three big matches.
Why is that? Manchester United is playing Fulham in the FA Cup.
Okay, right.
And you've got Southampton and Brentford that are playing now, and Brighton and Crystal Palace that are playing.
Yeah, and the Southampton
old games.
Yeah, that's from that's game week 7.
Yeah,
so that's game
7 and 8.
So when you get a chance, guys, put it in the chat later on. What you think the score prediction are for the Premier League game week 26? And Ez, can you do that for me, Kofi, D, and Chili? I'll remind him in the chat. So I know you two got to jump off, and we're just going to quickly. Yeah, I'm just going to finish off with the other games, and we're nearly there. So thanks, Jace. Thanks, guys, for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Take care, guys.
We'll see you have a good show, guys.
We'll see you all go on next week. Yeah. All right.
Yes, man. Have a good show.
All right. Take care, man.
Yeah. Okay. So listen. Coming down. Scott is saying 100% needs an audio on the big screen or something like that. Something needs to happen. With regard to that. But yeah, let's move on to the we kind of touched on the Man United Southampton game, and on the West Ham Villa game, West Ham 1, Villa 1. I think did Ollie Watkins score? Yeah, 17th minute. Ollie Watkins scores in the 17th minute, and then Ben Rama getting a penalty in the 26th minute. But after the game, the West Ham fans were booing the players and booing the manager. West Ham are teetering with they're flirting with the relegation at the moment. I suppose from what I said, I think it's from 15th. What I say it was from?
Yeah, about that 15th going down, Norm. Yeah.
15th, yeah. 13th. Let's go from 12th going down because Crystal Palace are on 28 points. Yeah, Crystal Palace are on 28 points, and Crystal Palace have played 27 games. Bournemouth have played 26 games, and Bournemouth are on 24 points. So Crystal Palace need to get their act together. The only thing is, though, I don't want them to get their act together, as I said, this weekend because we are playing them this weekend. So we need to sort that out. You know what I'm saying? We definitely need to sort that out. So yeah, Aston Villa. I'd say Aston Villa after a very early shaky start are doing quite well. Hold on. So Brighton are playing Crystal Palace tonight. So that's what they call the local derby.
Yeah. That's
so it's nil currently. Yeah. So
double game.
Listen, Brighton. We'll see what happens because Brighton are a good side. I think Brighton will win that game tonight. This is game match day 8, so this is one of the postponed games to do with the Queen and obviously the Southampton Brentford game, which was match day 7. That's currently 0-0 at the moment. Boy, a lot of games. How did you realise there's all these games? It's a mad thing, absolutely mad thing. So let's just go back to what did I say? Sunday, sorry. So on Sunday, as I said, West Ham drew, and then Newcastle getting their first win in a very long time. They kind of dropped off a little bit, but they win that game 2-1. Isak scoring from a header. Wolves then equalised. A bit of calamity defending between that Pope. He's not very good with his feet, D. That Nick, he's not very good with his feet. I was watching him.
Is he?
Looked a bit
shaky, isn't he?
Yeah, he looked a bit shaky, man. Made a couple of things. And in that game as well, they were saying that possibly he should have got sent off. When he tried to clear a ball, and I think it was what's their striker's name? Is it Jimenez?
Yeah.
Jimenez,
yeah.
Yeah.
The one that had a bad head injury.
Yeah.
Jimenez.
Yeah. If you saw that, some people saying that it should have been a sending off and a penalty, a red card. But again,
VAR
bottled it, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Newcastle. Sorry. So Newcastle go on and win the game 2-1. Will Miguel Almiron, who came on as a sub, getting an assist from Joe Willett, very good goal as well. And they win that game 2-1. And they've got games in hand as well. So at the moment, they're currently sitting 5th on 44 points, but they've played 25 games. So they've got like at least 2 games in hand on Tottenham. So if they win their 2 games in hand and keep doing what they're doing, as I'm saying, there's that fight for the top 4.
Yeah.
And as I was saying in the thing, who will miss out on top 4? So just in your opinion again, guys, who do you think? Man United are on 50 points. Tottenham are on 48.
48.
Right? Man United have played 26. Tottenham have played 27. Man United are currently
25th, isn't it?
I mean, I would suppose, D, that you are out of the race now for this. It's a 2-horse race, as I said. This is
we're never in it, though. And like I said, me and Jason said this, we were never in it. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you look, especially now, look at the goal difference, man. You guys are plus 37, them guys are plus 42. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you've got
plus 6.
I'm just plus 6.
Plus 6 after Liverpool game. Plus 6.
Wow. Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? This is what I say. Goal difference could hinder us in the top 4. Just like our goal difference could relegate a team.
You're
know
right.
What I'm saying?
You're
it's
right.
Very close now.
You're right.
The goal difference is a big deal. We have to start scoring goals in some of these
games.
So
Scotty's saying
you have momentum, so you just have to just keep winning the games. You don't have to win every game, to be honest, but you got to keep plugging away.
There was rumours that Eriksen might be back in training soon. I don't know how true that is, but it feels kind of soon. You know what I mean? After that bad injury,
was he out for the season?
That's what I thought.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that as well.
I mean, with the young kid, they're talking. Obviously, Casemiro is 4 games because that was his 2nd straight red card. So that's 4 games now. They say if they appeal it, which they're not going to do, and they lose it, that'd be 5 games, which is a mad one.
But listen, somebody said in the chat earlier on that if you take that out of Casemiro's game, that's the way he is. Yeah,
that's the way he plays. Yeah, but like Jason said, he wasn't dirty on.
Is he? I get you, but is he coming a little bit of a liability? I mean, he plays obviously with passion and all of that, but it's his 2nd red card.
Yeah,
he misses. He gets a suspension, misses a critical game against us. Yeah, do you know what I mean? I just want your thoughts on that quickly.
Yeah, but like I said with that game against you guys, right? Like about 6 managers got sent off. They just took one situation and made an example of it. It's again that VAR is dictating the season norm. But this is my thing. We should have more than one CDM. In a sense of, he's got another dodgy red card here. Yeah. It shouldn't matter. I mean, Ten Hag's saying it shouldn't matter, but it does matter because I don't want to see McFred ever again. And I shouldn't even say McFred because Fred has
he's played quite well for you guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I shouldn't say McFred. I should more say I don't want to see Tomini coming back into partner Fred.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It has to be that Sabitzer guy. And they were saying that he was carrying or not. But I always feel like it's like with you guys. You know what I mean? If you lose Partey and you're saying, is it Jorginho? He's not really a Partey. But I think that I'm not saying you're going to have your backup as good as Casemiro or Partey, but you've got to have a decent backup CDM because a little knock and you can't play. Not because you're suspended, you just got a knock. And then you say the team shouldn't be weakened because that spine might take a knock or a suspension. So for me, I don't see him as a liability. I see him that he's playing too much football in a team that has a weak as a weak bench. So it matters when he don't start. Imagine about Tomini and the Gong.
Scott, I don't want to imagine it. Yeah, I don't really want to.
And you know what? Scott, you know what? I remember watching the interview, and Scott came across quite arrogant, and I didn't like that about him. I just like, bro, you know what? You was awful, and you're trying to correct your interviewer. when in fact the man watched the live game, so he saw what he saw. And I just thought, just be a bit humble. You were awful, and all you got to do is say, I have to do better. And I feel like, and this is what I worry about our reserves, Norm. There's no one in that reserve that Ten Hag fancies to come in and do a job for Casemiro either.
Yeah, that's why you've always played up. Yeah.
Because there has to be a CDM in that reserve, and he's talking about we'll figure it out. Why are we figuring it out? It's Man United. You know what I mean? You got one player that can play that position. That don't make any sense for any of the big clubs to have one player that can only play that position and play it well. That he's not quite Casemiro, but you know what? He can hold it down until he's back. We don't have that, which is terrible. So this is where I feel you could say, yeah, it's a bit of a liability here. But then I look at both red cards, and I don't think either is. Otherwise, you'll be sending off a lot more players every week than you should be. We can't be selective to say, oh, Casemiro did that, he's got to go. Partey did that, or Zach. You remember your guys, Xhaka, Yaka.
Yeah, Granit Xhaka. Yeah,
Xhaka, that's it. Yeah, some of them red cards that he got, you're like, he got the ball first, you know. But it's
but you know what it is? He has a bit of a reputation, and that's what's followed him. That's what's followed him.
And now Casemiro will have that reputation now, where every time he goes in for a hard tackle, ref, you got to go look at that one. He did get the ball, but and VAR, I think the language is convincing the refs to go, mate, I've already yellow carded, I'm good. The referee was good with the yellow card.
Yeah.
Spoiling the game.
Scott is asking this. Do you think you will eventually get Frankie de Jong?
I just don't know about him now. And not because he's not a good player.
He's doing quite well for Barcelona right now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that, by all accounts, his family don't want to be here. And we've seen it where you get a player come to you, especially up north. London's a bit different because the shopping and the London lights can kind of distract them from the crappy weather. But up north, okay, you got some nice shopping complex over in Manchester, but it's the family that normally have the players say, nah, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here. This is why the whole David De Gea thing started. Is Messi want to go back to Spain? You know what I mean? And for me, it's like, yeah, you don't want to come home from work and your missus is always peed off at you because of the way you live and work. You know what I'm saying? It affects their game. So if she don't want to come, I don't want him. It'll just be distracted now, and you won't get the Frankie that you're seeing at Barcelona now, who's playing fairly well. You won't see that Man United because she don't want to be here, and the dog don't want to be here, and the kid that's got no choice will say that he don't want to be here either. You know what I mean? Like, and then you're in a horrible situation because you're seeing a miserable player as well that won't play to his full potential. You know? It's not
it's mad right now. But I mean, listen. You've hopefully got that Arab money coming in. But it's dragging a little bit at the moment because
isn't it?
I think you start around the talks again tomorrow. I think you start around the talks again tomorrow with that. Is that one of the Sheikh guys or whatever it is? So what are your thoughts on that? Is it going to happen?
This is my thoughts on that, right? This is my thoughts, and I've always said that they don't really want to stay. Sorry, they don't really want to sell. As in, only the rest of them do, but two want to stay. So you got a family of, I think it's 6 that are all in it together, right? But 4 of the 6 want their money, and the other 2 can't really afford to pay them off. Not when the club now has been said, oh, the club's worth whatever, 4.5 million or whatever, billion, sorry. But I guarantee you, if them shapes came in and gave them a solid...
We got Kelvin, sorry. We got Kelvin.
Yes, Kelvin Rob, big up yourself, man.
Let's go.
You have to remember, as he just said, so Jim is not talking about clearing the debt norm. Now the Sheikh says the club will go back to a debt-free club. That means whatever it is, 600-700 million that they've just been servicing and not paying off, just been paying the interest. He's clearing that. I want a man to come in and clear the club, bring it back to Alex Ferguson days with no debt. And give it some money. Fix the place up, whether you knock the stadium down or not. Revamp the stadium. And if it means going to whoever's got the big stadium, well, maybe have to use the Blue Bank Stadium while they do it, which is a bit rubbish. But you know what? For a season, you'll put up with it, innit? You know what I mean? Do a share thing and do that. Fix Carrington. The Sheikh's coming.
Jason was saying last week that you could possibly like still play in that stadium and build a stadium next door because you've got
that's
that
right.
land.
Yeah, the space
So
is there.
you probably. I just can't see. I couldn't see Man United going in and playing the Man City state. I know in the San Siro you got AC Milan and Inter Milan doing that shared thing, but I can't see that happening.
If you're going to get a state-of-the-art season out of it, then maybe they'll say, you know what, guys, I know you're going to hate this, but it's for a season and a half we're going to have to play there, our home games. You know what I mean? And just hold it down for a season and a half, and then you move back into a state-of-the-art stadium. I'll be like, you know what, look at our stadium now.
Yeah. And knowing your fans, you're probably going to trash the place. But
the thing is, we will actually fill it. We'll fill the Etihad. We'll make it the full hat again. You know what I mean? It will become the full hat again. And we will live rent-free in Pep Guardiola's head while we're doing it. just as Julia Roberts is living rent-free. Julia Roberts, exactly.
You saw his interview.
Yeah.
You know what I meant?
Yeah, man. That was
he was meant to come. I think she was meant to come and see he's going to Man United. He weren't too happy. So he said, I think he was just, he was just doing that with a bit of banter, but still, listen, he came up in his interview. I think we are rent-free in his head, Norm. He always talks about Man United in interviews. It's like he can't help himself. I'm like, bro, concentrate on your team because you're supposed to be captain Arsenal, and here we are. So can't be saying Man United doing the shared thing, but you know what I mean. It's the rivalry. Interesting. The blue and red shall never merge. never, as Winston Churchill will say, never.
Yeah. But it's like your guys' Kofi. You remember when you guys were supposed to do the Stanley Park Stadium with Everton?
Yeah.
Liverpool fans
that's another thing.
They were like, allow it.
To be honest, I mean, that's what I'm saying. The fan base is kind of split in terms of you do get family households in Liverpool still sharing fan bases with Everton and Liverpool. So it's split. So I probably would have felt that they should have gone ahead with the shared stadium, but at the same time, there's two passionate groups of fans, and it'll get feisty.
They would have to probably paint that stadium red and blue, innit? So, like stripes. Because like Liverpool Stadium is painted, obviously got all the red, and then you go to Goodison, and it's all got all the blue. You know what I mean?
But you know what? I don't know. You know what, Norm? In the national in the NBA, the basketball in America, the two Los Angeles teams, the Lakers and the Clippers, share the same stadium, and after every home game, they rip the floor up and put the Clippers logo on. When they play, the floor comes up again and puts the logo, the Lakers crazy logo on the floor, and it happens every time they play home and away.
And they just have like a retracting floor or something. You know what I mean?
No, it's almost like, because it's what it is. It's like padding over like hardwood, so the hardwood just locks in together. You know what I mean? Just slats and lock in. So they got a whole building crew that comes in, rips the floor up, and puts a new floor down, which says LA Clippers on it, and the next game LA Lakers on it. So you know what I mean? Obviously, with the turf, what you might have to do is get a logo part of the center circle that has the Man United logo, then the one for the Man City logo.
Hey, guys, look on your WhatsApp. Look on your WhatsApp on what's going on. Mr. Chili's not happy.
Oh mate, he just got in. Yeah,
man, just got in for work, Big up to you, Chili. Big up to you, brother. Listen, man. Big up to you, man. Glad you got back to us. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. We have to go out there and earn that cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, don't work that cardon, man. Don't pick those cardon fields. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, guys, hot game's just about to start, man.
Yeah, listen. Okay, just quickly. Your game's gonna listen. You ain't doing anything, yeah. So you look nervous anyway, bro. You look nervous. You look nervous. But let me just quickly, the last game, which is basically Arsenal Fulham, and that will be the end of the show. So Arsenal 3, Fulham 0, or should I say Fulham 0, Arsenal 3. I thought this would have been a tricky game after our performance in Europe. Okay, yes, we ended up getting a 2-2 draw, but the likes of Mitrovic, Leno, and I was thinking that because William is having quite a great season with Fulham, but he didn't play in that game. He had a back injury, Mitrovic just ended up in the back pocket of Saliba. But the first half, we could have had 4 or 5 goals. We played some scintillating football of, you know what I mean? An hat-trick assist from Trossard. First time that's done in the Premier League. And he also got an hat-trick, obviously, against Liverpool in the same season. Because remember, when he played you earlier on in the season, he scored 3 goals against you. Yeah. And he's got an hat-trick of assists. And this is the first time the hat-trick of assists has been done in the first half in the entire, what's the name of the Premier League. So, listen, we've got a brilliant buy in Trossard, only spending, 25, 26 million on him. Ready-made, kicks with both feet. And all the assists were great. All the goals were good as well. Could have won that game. We took a foot off the gas second half. Fulham came into it. But, yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. Chilly, what man take care, bro? Okay. From Junior. Trossard on fire. Yeah. FSG not helping Klopp. Kofi. Yeah. The champagne football in the first half was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, it all round, we go into that game 2 points ahead of Man City. It was a bit of a pressure game, but listen, we went there and took Fulham apart, and we go into that, that weekend 5 points ahead of Man City. We go into this weekend, if we beat Crystal Palace, we will go 8 points clear going into the internationals, with obviously Man City not playing this weekend because they've got an FA Cup weekend. So that's good for us, because then when we come back from the international weekend, we have Leeds at home and Liverpool. The same weekend we play Leeds at home, Liverpool go to Man City. So Kofi, if I've got anything to say to you today before you leave the show, is make sure you turn up for Man City. Yeah. They're not a small team. So I know you can do it, Go there and turn them up.
Don't worry about that game, because Liverpool always turn up for the big games, and
that's all I want to hear.
We can't deal with small teams.
That's all I want to hear, bro. That's all I want to hear, brother. That's all I want to hear. Trossard fits perfectly in our side, and it's absolutely brilliant. We've got a good buy there, and our bench is looking good. Tomorrow we play our second leg against Sporting Lisbon. I think we will beat them, because I said they've only won one game in 14 against any English side. So I think we will beat them. We'll have a pretty much strong side. It will be slightly tweaked, but we need to win that game convincingly. And then we go into the weekend game where we can go 8 points clear going into the into the international breaks. Man City play Burnley I think that's the quarterfinals against Vincent Kompany. So we'll see what happens there. And I don't know whether Man City are at home or away to Burnley, but either way, I think Man City will probably end up winning that game. Liverpool gulp, as Scott says. When he's back, Calvin. He's back, mate. He came on in the 75th minute at Fulham and nearly scored a goal. I was just Wenger for a moment. Arteta is slowly just bringing him back into the side. He may start tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, if he does, we can get a good game. What would you stick with Turner, Norms? Scott, it's a hard one. I think I would. I think I will. I think he'd be more comfortable at home. I think, with a strong back four or back three, whatever you want to call it, I think he will do well. He was a little bit nervous over there. He hasn't had much game time, so you have to see with him. Hopefully, I think he will play him tomorrow. But upgrade on him, I'll definitely want an upgrade on him, because he's not good with his feet, and he's just a little bit nervous for me, for my liking. I would like a better keeper, a better number two for me personally. Turner gets me nervous when he's on the ball. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I would stick with him. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, but listen, we'll see what happens. But I think we will win the game tomorrow. I do really think we'll win the game tomorrow. Tonight, Liverpool got a mammoth task of overcoming a 3-goal deficit. They go into this game 5-2 down. Can that be the old Liverpool? What you need to do, like what Arteta does, is he brings the clock into the away dressing room. The what's the name, clock hen. So it feels like we're at home. This was something I heard. So listen, you need to go. You need to go and bring that Anfield. You never walk alone thing there. Just imagine it's in Anfield that you're playing. Play some
We need whatever miracle thing that can happen just to help us along the way. Because wow,
well, it's a bad thing. But listen, people, we've already gone through the prediction table, guys. When you get a chance, could you please put your prediction in our WhatsApp group for this?
I just done it. I just done it.
I know you just done it. I bet you've gone for Arsenal, weren't you?
No, Ezra's gone for Arsenal.
Oh, Ezra's gone for Arsenal. What you gone for, D?
Yeah, Ezra. I've gone for Chelsea.
Okay, right.
Chelsea,
okay. I'll see what my one is. That's against Everton, innit? Because they're playing at home as well. Yeah. So you're looking to put away
2-1. Yeah, 2-1.
Craig is going for Real Madrid 3, Liverpool 2 tonight. Yeah, no, Kofi wants more than that. Kofi wants more than that.
Listen.
That's looking like an 8-5. No, 8-4. Is that 8-4? Because it's 5-2. It's looking like an 8-4.
Yeah.
Aggregate score. Scott is going with a Real Madrid 3, Liverpool 0.
Listen, I'm prepared for whatever the result. I'm prepared for whatever the result.
We'll see what happens. But listen, people, I'd like to thank everybody that's in the chat. Thank to all those people that have subscribed this week. Thank you very much. Please hit that like button, subscribe and share if you're new. And we will see you on the next What's Going On podcast. Take care.
Yeah, man.
And God bless. Take care.
See you guys.